the Daily Post. That's from my end. Starting off with the Punch newspaper. Multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Leaders 124 aspirants strike. ASU wants ministers' certificates withdrawn. Edo students protest. Criminalizing ransom payment lacks logic, says lawyer. Nigeria, African countries record 92% air passenger growth. Navy intercepts 10.7 billion naira stolen crude oil. Others in April 2023. South women groups reject zoning back Yahaya Bello's ambition. 2023. I resigned to exercise my freedom. Aid writes autumn. 2023 again. Why Makinde deserves second term rep aspirant. For more details, grab a copy of the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's take a look at the Metro Plus pages as well. Bestiality. Police vow to fish out dog owners. That's a story that has been trending all over social media. You can take a look at that one out of the Punch. Nigeria, African countries record 92% air passenger growth. I took that already. Do take a look at the pages of the Punch newspaper for that and others.
Right from the Guardian newspaper, North Korea fires ballistic missile in latest show of force. Also, other headlines: UN Secretary General backs Nigeria's integration of ex-Boko Haram insurgents. UN Secretary General backs Nigeria's reintegration of ex-Boko Haram insurgents. MTN, Mafab get final note to begin 5G deployment. Access to safe abortion saves lives. WHO chief and families of crash victims challenge Boeing settlement in U.S. court. Let's see. Suspense as APC orders aspirants to sign withdrawal letter. I think we have to look at that. We are happy world is with Nigeria against terrorism, Buhari tells UN chief. We are happy world is with Nigeria against terrorism, Buhari tells UN chief. 2023, thousands of women storm Akure streets in mega rally for Yahaya Bello. Lagos helpless as traders, mechanics take over service lane expressway. Afenifere urges Buhari to match words with actions on security. Establish Southern Kaduna Development Commission. Sukapu tells Buhari. Record 193 million people faced food insecurity in 2021, says UN. Navy records breakthrough in oil theft, busts illegal refinery. And the last one here, Southwest SDP leaders won INEC against recognizing Garuba Agmuloye. Those are headlines pulled from the Guardian newspaper.
Moving over to the Daily Post newspaper this morning. 2023 Southeast will no longer be loyal to Nigeria if denied presidency. Horiwa presidency, it's becoming more challenging. Tinubu on number of APC aspirants. 2023 APC extends sale of forms, fixes dates to elect candidates. 2023 APC will remain intact after presidential primaries, as according to Tinubu. Insecurity kidnappers have taken over my constituency. Deputy Speaker raises alarm. Elsewhere in the pages of the Daily Post, don't repeat what Rivers did to Igbos after Biafra War. Hiriwa warns Goodluck Jonathan as to strike. Amechi, Wike don't value education. Nigerians lament. As to strike, federal government failure to meet lecturers' demands, sign of misplaced priorities. Uni Uyo Don. My mother's dream for Nigeria will soon be fulfilled. That's according to MKO Abiola's daughter. Police take action as pastor collects money from members to take them to heaven. Elsewhere, Rahama calls for arrest of those destroying Bolchi APC aspirants' billboards.
From Daily Trust newspaper, Afenifere to Buhari, no sign insecurity will end soon. Suspended district heads deny hands and thugs invasion of Zawzaw Doba. Terrorist to Buhari, how to defeat terrorists. Okay. Man rapes minor to death in Nasarawa. Man nabbed for selling sawdust cement as herbs in Kwara. More headlines from the Daily Trust newspaper. 2023 PDP reschedules election timetable, shifts primaries. APC extends sale of forms as aspirants join 2023 raise. And also, Nigeria needs a madman to turn things around. That's a statement from Wike on 2023 presidency. Buhari, UN Secretary General, meet in Aso Rock. 2023, Anambra PDP may not field legislative candidates as crisis deepens. Malami breaks silence on car gifts. And let's see more from the Daily Trust. Speakers advocate for justice, good parenting as KB First Lady holds Ramadan lecture. I think that should be an old story there. And group raises alarm over increase in gender-based violence in Kwara. Why Nigeria must infuse technology into curriculum. MCC president. That's the last story from here.
From the Nation newspaper this morning, aspirants promise free JAM WAEC forms for students. NUC grants full accreditation to 27 UI. NBA chides federal lawmakers over no ransom. Reps to intervene in Dagogo's arrest. Akwa Ibom youths get a lift. Other stories: Animal Disease Control Act will curb zootonic diseases. Something from the senator representing Niger North, Aliyu Sabi. There, people with disabilities get Eid gifts. Something else in the pages of the Nation newspaper this morning: school feeding. Federal government begins training for food vendors. Politics. School tackles voter apathy with mobilization skits. Aspirants pick forms. Picks form rather. Pledges quality representation. Soludo drafts Anambra Monarchs into battle against unknown gunmen. 10 bandits killed in Niger community. Lady found dead in Ebonyi hotel room. Also, in the pages of the Nation, APC expels former Enugu chairman, 6 others. Tinubu, many presidential aspirants good for democracy. That's a major talking point this morning.
From the Premium Times newspaper, Katina 2023, Masari in Dalma has stopped Allah's battle to succeed him. Also, two killed as explosion rocks another oil facility in Imo. Pana recovers ill-gotten 405 million naira from PDP chair, Yocha Ayu. Masob demands Kano's release. Igbo presidency as Buhari visits Ebonyi. APC falls apart in Akwa Ibom as Akpabio continues to back official tainted by forgery. Residents lament as flood hits Abuja community again. Ogun governor's aide Abidemi Rufai pleads guilty to COVID-19 fraud in the US. That's about all I have from the Premium Times newspaper.
All right, we have to take a break right now. We'll come back, and of course, we have Professor Oluojedokun with us in the house this morning. Let's take some messages. To stay with us.
FM 94.9.
láìsí àní-àní àwọn lọ́gbọ́n dorí ẹja mú wọn kì í fi iléeṣẹ́ online dynamics ṣeré nídìí ètò ìrìn àjò lọ sókè òkun yálà láti gbé ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí kàwé ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìwọ àti ẹbí rẹ pàápàá jùlọ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè bíi Canada, America, UK, Finland, Australia àti Cyprus. Àǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ ti wá ṣí sílẹ̀ fún wọn náà láti sọ àlá rẹ di òtítọ́ nínú ètò ẹ̀dínwó àtìgbàdégbà tí iléeṣẹ́ online dynamics gbé kalẹ̀ láti bá ọ ṣètò visa ticketing pẹ̀lú admission process lọ́nà ìrọ̀rùn láì fanilápòyà. You too can take advantage of online dynamics expertise and experience by joining our periodic visa, ticketing, and foreign educational package promo today. Our services at Online Dynamics give value for money. Fly with us now and pay later. Ẹ kàn sí wa lájà kẹrin Cocoa House, Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Tàbí lọ́fíìsì ìrànlọ́mọ tó wà ní 25 Oyedoku Street, Àgọ́wandé Òṣogbo. Telephone 0810-273-8145. Follow us on social media at Online Dynamics. Ẹ má gbàgbé oògùn tá a fowó ṣe ẹ̀yìn àrò ní gbé o. Darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn lọ́gbọ́n lónìí ní Online Dynamics. Òkè lẹ́yẹ ń fọ̀n.
I'm living the life because I get Tizeti. Yes, sir.
Nigeria's most affordable internet service provider, Tizeti Network Limited, is now live in Ibadan. Oh yes, Ibadan residents can now enjoy our truly unlimited internet service too. Tizeti prides itself on providing the lowest cost of unlimited internet access to residential and small business customers. You can now browse, stream, and game 247 at an amazing speed and with an uncapped data plan plan. Connect to Tizeti's fast and limited internet service for just 12,500 naira only per month. Simply pay 59,500 for installation and enjoy a 1-month subscription for the residential plan. What more? Visit wifi.com.ng/OYO to sign up or call 090-8749-3040, 090-8749-3040 or send email to internet@wifi.com.ng to get started now. Unlimited internet on Yolowa.
Ẹ o alábàágbé mi mo ní kí n wá bẹ̀yìn wò ni. Ìyá Bíọ́lá àlàáfíà la wà. Ẹ ṣeun. Mo kọ yín kọ̀. Wọ́n wà ẹ̀yin náà ńkọ́. Kódà ìyá mi lábúlé gan wà lálàáfíà. Ìyá Bíọ́lá ṣé kò sí? Mẹ́wòó ìtasọ́sọ́ jọ̀lọ́ fún yín ò jẹ́ rí mú mi o. Ni mo bá ní wá fọwọ́ ara mi tún ara mi ṣe.
Ẹ wọlé wá jẹ́wọ́ jàre.
Àgbéyẹ̀fun ìsẹ̀bẹ̀ ọ̀ngá jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù tuntun dé o. Ohun ìsẹ̀bẹ̀ tó fúnrẹ́sì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù yín lójúlówó adùn àti ìtasọ́sọ́ jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù tí ò ṣeé kọ̀ sílẹ̀.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Ìsọjí àgbàyanu tó máa mi lù títì. Ọlọ́run ọ̀nà òtítọ́ àti ìyè yóò tún ayé rẹ̀ ṣe.
City of Hope Foundation pè gbogbo èèyàn síbi ìpàgọ́ 2022 pẹ̀lú àkòrí òtítọ́ náà. Ọlọ́run òtítọ́ ṣetán láti dá ọ lóhùn nígbà tó bá ń lo ikọ̀ àti ìríjú rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń ké pè nínú òtítọ́. Àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet M.O. Ọlọ́wẹ̀rẹ́, Bàbá Automatic, Bishop Francis Wálé-Òkè, Reverend Samson Ajetomobi, Pastor Moses Lana, Apostle Clement Olúọlájìmí, Dr. Francis Bọ́lá Akin John. Ọjọ́ Thursday ọjọ́ 16 oṣù kẹfà ní ìpàgọ́ yìí ó mọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ Liberty Stadium nílùú Ìbàdàn ní ìpàgọ́ yìí ó ti máa wáyé o. Láago 4:00 lójoojúmọ́ àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí tọ́lọ́run ó máa lò ní Evangelist Dr. Bọ́lá Rẹ̀, Evangelist Dr. Bukola Akíndé, Ṣẹ̀nwẹ̀lẹ̀ Jésù àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí. Kò tán síbẹ̀ o, ìpàdé àwọn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run yóò máa wáyé láago 9 àárọ̀ tí gbogbo ìpàdé yìí ń wáyé ní Òkè Àdó Baptist Church, Liberty Stadium Road, Ìbàdàn. Wá mọ òtítọ́, òtítọ́ yóò sì sọ ọ́ di òmìnira.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Omo, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
It's my time.
My time?
My time.
My own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
INT'L Malta. Be your best.
Mom says I'm put on the radio set. Don't worry, I'll tell Mommy.
Let me put on my radio set now.
Mommy, please, we want to listen to the Smart Kids Show. It comes up Monday to Friday, 7:15 to 7:45 a.m. So we can prepare our minds for schoolwork.
Okay, Smart Kids Show. I love it too.
Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, yes. 7:15 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. is the time. Mondays through Fridays. Join Auntie Yellow on the Smart Kids Show.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
All right, it's great to have you back with us. Break it down, paper review, 32 FM 94.9. Professor Luj Ojedukun still with us in the house this morning. Good morning, Prof.
Oh, top of the day to you, of course.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Wike believes that things are so bad in the country right now, it would take a madman, according to him, to fix things in the country. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Wiki, the way he expresses himself is unique. He has his own brand, unique brand of expressions. And I think what he's trying to say really is that it's going to be tremendously difficult. And you're going to be acutely talented, resourceful, innovative. It's not going to be run of the mill. I mean, now is the time for a GOAT, you understand? Greatest, what do you call them?
Of all times.
Of all times. That's what you're going to need in terms of leadership. You cannot go with the average leadership run of the mill. You go with run of the mill when things are ticking along. But when there's an emergency, when there's a disaster looming, when economic inferno is at bay, then of course you go for a game changer.
And that's what he means by a madman.
Yes. So, yes, that's what it means. It's just the way he expresses himself. So what we need really is a game changer.
Now, if you have a madman in Nigeria, in that context, are Nigerians ready for real quality change?
I think from the leadership, if we have a leadership which infuses the populace, if we have leadership that engages with the people, if we have leadership, you understand, by example, and we have leadership that appoints the right pegs, you understand, in the right hole. In other words, we have not squares in circles and so on and so forth. Then, of course, yes. So, but we need to drag people along, and we need to do it by example. I think people will be prepared. But as far as we have people who are cynical, who, because of stylistics, do not engage with the people, who are remote, then of course people are going to draw back. So it's going to take a combination of two. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time, but it can happen.
But now we're not looking at merits. We're not looking at their credentials. We're looking at politics to elect another leader. Then we are going to have another problem.
Yes, we're going to have another problem if we indulge, which I've mentioned a number of times, in beauty pageant, which means looking at how they sound, how the amount of money they have, you understand, and so on and so forth, or sometimes even the zone.
And and the alignment with the north,
yes.
The east.
If that is our primary way of looking at things, is our primary assessment, then we're running into a roadblock and we're running into problem. But I think there's a combination of both. You can't dispense with everything. But I think fundamentally is people governing. There must be a roadmap. There must be a trajectory. I was on a program of somebody going for governor of Lagos State. And the moderator, I was asking key questions. My question was number 3. And my question is, what is the roadmap? Apart from the vanities of excitement and so on and so on, what is the roadmap? How are we going to get from A to B if you're going to take over in Lagos from that point of view? What's the trajectory? And I asked that question 3 different ways. At every point in time, I was ignored, you understand, from that point of view. I don't know why, but it's as if some of the candidates or people protecting candidates don't want them to ask the difficult questions. The questions about policies, about manifesto, about how we are going to make the Naira work, you know, because we've heard promises before. And now, today, we don't get the solutions.
Now, Mr. President is happy that the world is backing us on our insecurity challenge and all of that. We are supposed to have gone past, having the endorsement of world leaders against insecurity and all that. It seems like we don't have a roadmap to end insecurity.
Well, some will say we do, but it's quite clear that we are floundering all over the place. You know, we are stumbling around in the dark, and there's no clear way to resolve it. First, they said it will be Tucano super jets. One will get the jets, that's the magic bullet. And of course, the Tucano jets came. Not only were we not deploying them in some theaters of war, but they haven't ever proved as effective as they should. Having said that, we must give this government kudos, because in some parts of the northeast, they have actually made progress. They made progress enough for Zulum, you understand, to begin some developmental projects and relocation. But what has also happened is that they shifted the problem. And they shifted it to other parts of the country. So you solve one and then you shift it.
Especially to the military base in the country.
To the military base. So really, we still have a problem. And rather than patching our backs and getting endorsement from United Nations Secretary General, who really doesn't know what's going on in Nigeria, he tries to, he has a good intent or good intention.
Well, Prof, I don't quite agree with you if you say that the government has done well in some parts, but it has shifted to, now you cure headache, now you are back with stomachache. Are you fine? No.
You had malaria, you had drug for it, and malaria is gone. But now you have back pain. Hey, the initial problem has been solved.
No, are you well?
No, you're not well. But at least the doctor has tried a bit, you understand?
Okay, let's take you to the politics now, Prof. Multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency leaders won 24 experience. That's coming out of the Punch newspaper this morning. We understand that Southeast and Southwest leaders are to meet in a bid to ensure the South produces the next president.
Well, there's a strategy there. Get all the Southerners, you understand, to float themselves into primaries and just bring one Northerner, you understand. And so what does the Northerner do? He gathers all the delegates, from the North. The North, at least population, not population-wise, but at least in terms of delegates, have more delegates than the South. And before you know it, the Northern candidate squeaks in. And so, of course, Tinubu is on the money there when he says, this is going to cause problems, really. My worry about it is why, at this stage in APC, the northern candidates are even venturing into the race. I think it's a breach of a principle and of a common understanding. And let me also tell you, if we breach this principle of zoning, then let us scrap national federal character. Let us scrap what is the quota system, so that only the best in Nigeria go for positions. You know, there's no point, you understand, when it comes to political leadership. The North wants to have it all the time. And then when it comes to technocratic positions, you understand, positions where you need expertise, then we apply federal character and we apply, quota system. Let's have a free-for-all, you understand, so that only the best in Nigeria, you understand, will go for positions. What is good enough for the geese in terms of policy is good enough for the gander. That would be my view anyway.
What do you think is the motivation here? Is it greed?
Well, I don't know that it's greed, but there must be the element of it. I just think some people just are insecure and they don't feel that power can be given, you understand, to the other people. But in terms of the number of candidates, if that's what you're asking,
right.
I just think that in Nigeria, everybody thinks they're a king. Everybody thinks they're impressive. In the absence of ideology, what takes over? It's beauty pageant. My voice sounds better than you. My DELE, you understand, is bigger than yours. You understand? I have a nicer shaped mustache than yours. That's vanity takes over. And I think that's what's happening. But if you have clear policies, if you have clear guidelines, manifesto, ideology, then you will discover, you understand, it will be very difficult for all kinds of characters to populate the race.
The outcome of the meeting, say, of course, we understand the meeting is today and tomorrow. Do you think that if they do agree to the reduction of aspirants, it would actually unify the zones long term?
Well, it may, but I tell you what's going to happen in that meeting. Somebody is going to bring a wad of cash, going to cover all the nomination forms, and give them extra. That's what's going to happen. Yes, and some people will step down because of that. So was that genuine unity, or is that somebody's pocket being padded? I'm not really sure. I think the politics of our nation can only be united, you understand, if we have it's ideology based, if it's program based, you understand. But as far as it's based on personalities,
right.
People I'm sorry to use my profession, but see, law firms that should be big, because my daughter works for one in the United Kingdom. There are over 90-something barristers in the firm. But you can't get that in Nigeria, you understand. There are very few. What you have is everybody wants to carve a niche for himself, because everybody wants to make his money, from that point of view. So that's selfishness, that's greed, that's lone ranger quality. I think we have to get rid of it.
All right, it's Form 18 of the APC nomination for a booby trap indeed. I hereby voluntarily withdraw my candidacy from the contest. My withdrawal is in the best interest of our great party, the All Progressives Congress. The form is there. Already.
Oh, the form is there already.
Is it a booby trap?
Well, I don't know that it's a booby trap, but I tell you that nobody's going to withdraw from that race without being fully compensated. And when I mean fully compensated, I don't just mean the 100,000
with profit.
100 million.
With profit.
Oh yeah, with profit. Some have gone in for profit. If I go into the race and I managed to get 100 million, and I come out and somebody's offering me 200 million, I'll grab it.
So
you understand?
It's an investment.
Absolutely. There's a game being played here, and it's a cynical game.
All right. There is this group from. Okay, there are groups from across Nigeria. Especially there is one from Modayeke, and it's formed by some people loyal to Aregbe Shola, and they're now they are supporting Oshibajo. Now that means Aregbe Shola's alliance is clearly with Oshibajo. Who are the foot soldiers that will work for Tinubu?
Well, he still has foot soldiers. Remember that Osun State is fragmented, and Oyetola will control some delegates. But there are also other parts of the southwest rather, and even going beyond the southwest, you have a state like Kano. Ganduje is clearly behind Asiwaju Tinubu. He still has foot soldiers, but it's not as united as it were. People have seen the frailty of Asiwaju health-wise. They've also seen the fact that when it comes to policies, he's not that articulate. Not because he doesn't have it here, but I don't think he can express it as the way he used to. So I think the foot soldiers would have been diluted. But people still suggest that he is the most viable game in town.
That is Tinubu?
Yes.
All right. So what about his former foot soldiers, like the man from Alimosho, that is Aregbe Shola?
Yes, I mean, they're obviously backing. You would also say that Fayemi was his former foot soldier. You would say that the man in Ogun State, Amosun, was his former foot soldier. You would say that what's the man from Edo, you understand?
So why did they all fall out with him?
Well, because I think some have suggested that Asiwaju is very controlling, you understand? He wants his way. He doesn't give opportunity for the opposition to rear its head. You remember what happened in Fashola. Fashola almost lost the second term because Tinubu basically won't have it. Some have suggested, but I don't have the evidence yet, that the man is greedy, and that's part of the issue, But it's a mark of of bad leadership when most of the people that you've mentored, you understand, are now contesting with you in the same space. There must be some flaws, you understand, which may not be exposed, but which lie therein.
Perf, it looks like it's a new trend in our politics where we have many aspirants, contesting or, of course, presenting themselves for political positions right now. Do you think that's is good for our democracy? Is that good for our nation going forward?
You mean when many people present themselves?
Right.
Well, I think it's good. I think it's good, but I also think it's wasteful, especially if you're paying 45 million, 100 million, or whatever the millions you're paid. But I think there must be better ways, because they thought that the 100 million would curtail the number of participants, but it hasn't, has it? So there must be other ways, you understand. For instance, if I was a political party, I'm not sure it would be practical. I'll be asking you, bring your platforms. I'll have more stringent ways, you understand, to vet, this candidate. But having said that, yes, let them come. Let them be many. Let there be a battle of ideas. Let's interact with facts and figures, and let's see where that takes us.
Does that make it more challenging for the bigwigs? I'm talking about the likes of Tinubu and all of them. Tinubu actually thinks, according to a report from the Daily Post newspaper this morning, that it's quite challenging. Of course, he says the more the merrier as well. What do you make of that? Do you think it's more challenging for them? And is the Jagaban faced with this new development?
It will be more challenging because obviously he's going to eat into the support that he has. Doesn't mean that he may not still come on top, but it will eat into some of the support that he already garnered. So of course there will be those challenges, you understand. But also I think also the challenges are that somebody from another zone, you understand, which is the north, might sneak in. And I think that's the main challenge, and that's what he has to worry about. Because Lawan, I think, is the person from the north. I don't know whether there's any other person that has come into the race, but certainly Lawan may sneak in. And if he sneaks in, it will be a disaster for this country. That's my view. I'm sorry to say that. A disaster because lack of equity and fairness. And have you ever seen Lawan? He has a PhD from Cracknell University in United Kingdom. But the man, I'm sorry to say, you understand, is challenged when it comes to substance.
You remember Bidemi Rufai, Dapo Abiodun's former aide, held in the U.S. Has still there guilty to COVID-19 fraud in the U.S. Had it been held through, he would have become a big man. Maybe he would have been contesting for governorship of Ogun State at the moment. But now Dapo Abiodun is in the news. He was asked where he graduated from. He said, well, he went to University of Ife, but he never graduated. So where did he graduate from? Silence.
Well, it's been in the news for a while. I think that's just resurfacing.
Okay.
It's obvious that he went to Ife, but it's obvious that he didn't finish there. And what is not obvious is where exactly.
Is he your mate?
No.
Your set?
Well, he probably was there when I was there, you understand.
You didn't know him?
No, I didn't know him
Maybe
at all.
he wasn't as bright as you are.
No, he's older. So maybe and I wasn't bright in Ife. I'm a late developer. Anyway, coming to it. So it's a fundamental question. If you want to govern us, then you must be honest with us. You must be an open book. I had a particular candidate, I won't mention his name. The man has been crying around the newspapers that it's his brother and the guy has refused to associate with him. He said in 1967, you understand, the man was driving a Volkswagen around and that the man, was taking care of them. The man now is 70. In 1967, the man was 15. A 15-year-old, running around. So, of course, some of the story of these politicians don't add up. And we must scrutinize them. We must have an opportunity to ask the fundamental questions because they cannot tell the truth about their origin. What tells us that when they get into governance, they will not be telling porkies all over the place.
But they don't want us to ask questions about Tinubu.
But we must ask questions. If he's going to be the next president of Nigeria, then he owes us questions. We cannot have another stylistic president. We cannot have another stylistic president who refuses to engage with the people of Nigeria. We've had enough of that for 7.5 years. Now we need people who can level with us, talk to us, you understand, answer the basic questions, even if they find it, you understand, a bit intruding. That's why they're going for the presidency.
Why do we always have people, having questionable certificates and background and all that? Buhari had issues with his own WAEC results and all that. It happens. Is it politics or is it real?
No, because the good people remain silent. People like you won't raise up your head above the parapet. The good people that are qualified, people that really have the substance, they refuse. They feel, politics is too dirty, or we're going to sit on the sideline, we won't get our shirt wet, and so on and so forth. That's the reason why. If we had formidable candidates coming up, you understand, left, right, and center with their certificates, then of course some people will stand no chance at all. That's my view anyway.
All right, I have to take a break right now on the Breakdown Paper Review. We're back to take your thoughts. Stay with us.
Hello, where are you?
I'm coming. I'm very close.
Quick, we're going for a full spa session afterwards. My treat.
Spa indeed. You that complained of being broke just last week.
Well, that was before I won a 150,000 naira gift card in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2.
That's right. Zenith Bank is giving away gifts worth 150,000 naira each to 20 lucky customers every 2 weeks in the Zenith Better Life promo season 2. To qualify, open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum of 5,000 naira for a month. Request, collect, and activate your Zenith Bank debit card, physical or virtual. Then register for *966# or Zenith Mobile Banking. What's more, 5 mega winners also get gifts worth 500,000 naira every quarter. This promo is open to new and existing account holders from February 1st, 2022 to January 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Angels Market ìròyìn ayọ̀ rèé fún gbogbo ará agbègbè Aṣí Bódìjà Àkóbọ̀ Ìdí Àpẹ́ títí dé Ìwó Road pàápàá jùlọ Báṣọ̀run pé ilé ìtajà Angels Market nìkan lẹ́tí lè rí Indomie noodles golden spaghetti òróró king pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dínwó jọjọ sí iye tẹ́ ẹ rà á lágbèni gbogbo ẹ̀yin aláràtúntà pátápátá nínú ọjà ńláńlá aláràjẹ àti olókoòwò kéékèèké ẹ má wulẹ̀ ṣòpò láti máa dààmú kiri mọ́ ẹ wá kó ọjà yín ní ọ̀pọ̀ kú ọ̀yọ̀kú nílé ìtajà Angels Market kẹ́ ẹ sì ṣòwò kẹ́ ẹ jèrè gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ló wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn lápòlápò tàbí ní páálí.
ẹ gbọ́ o gbogbo ohun tí ẹ bá rà ní Angels Market lówó ẹ̀ ò ga jara lọ.
ilé ìtajà Angels Market wà ní àdójúkọ Islamic High School Báṣọ̀run Ìbàdàn ẹ̀rọ ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni 08033283574 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08033283574 Angels Market gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ló wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn lẹ́dínwó.
egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser egbògi àtẹ́jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser egbògi àtẹ́jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà ti gbàlódé. NAFDAC fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. a wà ní nọ́mbà 17 ọba akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No, dear. Na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth, wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
32 FM 94.9.
All right, you're welcome back. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. That's the station. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. Subscribe and like our pages. We have comments here on Facebook. Let's see. Akin Alabi Samuel, we got a message. Ajakai Tomilade Miriam Hosseini said, "Good morning. Federal government should do the needful and reach the demand of ASU for the past 3 months. Now the students have been at home doing nothing. Yet we have government and all this is happening. What a shame. I hope there won't be high rates in crime, because definitely the youth would want to survive and have a good future. For example, many youth want to engage in Yahoo and illegal money and all that." So Rajia Fiz Abiola Raja, we have this from you. Good morning to you in the studio. About the postponement of the PDP primary and extension of selling of a form of the APC is an indication that both Nigeria Living Party are observing one another, each other's activities, and this is tantamount of giving the northern candidate an advantage over the southern as well. I think I tried to get what you wrote there. Still on ASU saga, there is common ground within state governors and federal government right now. FG trying to secure their backs beyond 2023, they don't care. because their children study abroad. Also, Miriam Afolabi, only God knows when Nigeria will be free from Boko Haram attacks, terrorists, and bandit attacks. We have leaders, but their ability and activities are not felt. People keep losing their lives to the series of attacks. And the write-up goes on and on. We have a caller here. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
This is Shegun from Oyo.
You're welcome.
Prof, good morning. Dele
Good
and
morning.
Kenny. What I'm saying is this. With many Southerners buying forms from PDP, APC, presidential forms, some of these people are being sponsored by Northern oligarchy to destabilize the South so that the Northern can really emerge. We have to be united. Majority of these politicians, they are for their pockets. Please, Yoruba Igbo, we have to be united so that when a candidate from the Northern emerge, they will tell us they win through ballot. Yes, they will win. Because 22 from APC is ridiculous. Have a nice time.
All right, thank you, Shegun from Oyo. The numbers to call 070 55,000 949 080 97,000 949. Keep the calls coming. Otumba Adenriola, good morning. Newspaper team. Everything about Nigeria is different from others. As you declare for a post, you'd resign the one you're doing. But here, it's a different case. I pray our unity don't fade away. God bless Nigeria. Those are headlines, comments from our Facebook page, and we have our YouTube page open too. Try call us this morning if you resonate with any of this headlines or stories we talked about earlier. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Please move away from your radio set. All right, if you're calling, move away from your radio set because the hallback is not good for radio.
Okay, the numbers once again 070 55,000 949 080 97,000 949. Let's take you to the issue of ASU, Prof. It's saying that ASU has written UniJOS demanding recall of the doctorate degree of the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuiba. That's in the Punch newspaper this morning. What do you make of that? Justified or not?
Well, the honest truth is I haven't read the story and I don't know the full facts. But if it's based on academic shenanigans and so on, then of course it should be investigated, and of course the Senate should duly recall it. It's the Senate that awards degrees and that can withdraw it. So of course the Senate, of course, will do the investigation. But if it's based on political differences, then I'll say no at all. I mean, that's politics, you understand. You can't bring that into the realm of academic qualifications. If he earned it, if he's qualified for it, then he deserves to keep it, But it's the Senate of the University of Jos that makes the decision, not a trade union, because ASU is a trade union and they have their own interests.
Right.
All right, Honorable Akinkunmi Dikrula said, can anyone work with a multinational company with questionable certificates? When you sharpen people's teeth and they want to use it to bite you, it's normal in politics. Tinubu is ready for any media interview. Is Tinubu granting an interview soon?
Well, I don't know that he is. And if he is, I think what he's doing is addressing scripted conferences and so on and so forth. And I think what we need more from him, from the number one candidate, so he appears, interviews, constructive interviews. No holds bar. Let questions on everything, including his health, including his plans for Nigeria, and so on and so forth.
I'm sure he's going to be ready for a debate.
Well, I'm sure they will get him ready for a debate of some sort. But I don't know how he's going to handle it. If Buhari could handle a debate, then some will suggest that Tinubu will find a way to handle a debate. Well, not a debate. They didn't have a debate.
Should we have intra-party debates?
I think we should. I think it will expose a lot of things. I think it will reveal a lot of things. I think we should. And then let's test these candidates. We can't afford to go on 7 years again or 8 years more of a candidate who spends a significant amount of his time being treated by doctors and not being able to grapple with the complex issues that Nigeria faces. We need to be able to test them. Once bitten, they say, twice shy.
Sulaiman Sharif writes, good morning 32 FM crew. Over 7 years in power, we are still battling with insecurity issues under APC-led administration by Mr. President, and we voted for them primarily to protect Nigerians. Now he has failed to do. It is our reps that we're facing security. This APC-led administration has lost control of securing our country. Sulaiman Sharif from Onara.
Well, it's obvious that they never really had to control. In the beginning, they were able to build upon what Jonathan was able to achieve in terms of security, the improvement that we received. But after that, they lost their way. And really, they lost their way, in my view, because of lack of leadership. Let me tell you what they say is happening, and it may not be true. Bunkering, for instance, is at the records high in Nigeria because a lot of the people that bunker cooperate with the security forces. They give them a choice. You lose your life or we make you fantabulously rich. And that's the story in many areas of our security apparatus.
Balkis on Nodinro. Hello, Kenny and Dele. I understand that the presidential seat is now as cheap as anything, judging by the number of unqualified candidates who have expressed interest. One thing the government should do for these Nigerians declaring and collecting the APC presidential nomination forms at a whopping 100 million naira per person before they are allowed to go any further with their ambitions is to compel all of them to show us their tax certificates and sources of income before they are allowed to go any further. May God heal our land.
Yes, it's taking us back to an era when people were asked to show their tax certificates, and the Zik of Africa and Aminu Kano, you understand, were initially disqualified because irregular tax returns. In the end, it was resolved, you understand. But I think we need to bring that into our body politics again. Let's see their tax returns. Let's see their assets. Let's see all those things. Let it be made public so we know what we are in for. You understand? If you are putting forward somebody who is, on the brink of bankruptcy, then of course you know what to expect when he gets in there. And if you're putting somebody who's fantabulously wealthy, like a governor of a particular state, then maybe they will be reduced. Corruption. Maybe.
Outside politics, how many people return tax? How many organizations pay tax on their employees?
Well, I would hope every organization pays tax on their employees, because without tax, this country cannot move anywhere. We are undertaxed. We need tax base to enable us to pay our bills.
Are we tax-paying people?
No, I don't think we are. No, honestly. I don't think we are tax-paying people. And I think we're not a tax-paying people because people do not see the results of the little tax they already pay. When the government begins to fulfill its responsibilities, then of course the burden shifts to the populace, and the populace, of course, will be encouraged to pay tax.
All right, let's see if we can still take a few calls. Well, we have time running against us right now. 070-55,949. We have a message here, quite long though, but let's see if I can take one or two paragraphs there from Kalawali Kazim. Why are we speaking the language of disunity all the times? Zoning for me is the language of disunity. In 2011, when North claimed it was their turn, did it stop President Jonathan from contesting the primary against Atiku and won? Jonathan didn't only win the primary, then he went on to defeat Buhari in the general election. And at that time, the South has just done 10 years and no one is talking about fairness and equity and all that. The write-up goes on that way. Prof, what's your response to that first paragraph? Yes, that zoning is a language of disunity. Let's take this call.
Well, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's it's not a language of. I mean, we have federal character, don't we? We have quota system.
Yeah, sure.
So why don't we have zoning? In order to get fairness, balance in the country, because we are we are a fragmented country in the sense that we have so many tribes, we have so many nationalities, and the only way to manage it sometimes is aspect of zoning.
All right.
Okay, Prof. Before we go real quick, your take on Fayemi's declaration yesterday. What were your thoughts?
I think it's a very cerebral candidate. I've known Fayemi for years. I think if he governs this country, if he succeeds, I think he would add star quality. But is he going to get there? That's the big question.
All right, that's where we call the wrap on the Break of Dawn paper review this morning. My name is Kenny Durutilu.
All right, thank you, Prof. Olu Ojedoku, for coming. Next is Markets Show with INT'L. My name is DELE Adeoju.